Hi there everybody, it's Rarity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video. I'm doing a colour challenge today. The lovely Victoria runs the creative colour challenges. So this card is inspired by her recent challenge. It's I think it's closed now for entries, but it was a really cute colour combination and I thought I would use it for my card this week. Okay, so that was Basic Grey, Petunia Pop and Balmy Blue. Okay, so she releases a new colour combo on a Monday, I think, so that'll be yesterday for you watching now. So do check it out. It's really fun, and sometimes the colour combos are really nice and scream at you what you can do, and sometimes they're a bit more challenging, but yeah, I really liked this. I thought it was really cute, so I'm using it today to create this card. So I'm not going to switch up the colours today. I'm just going to show you how I produced this. It's really quick and easy as well, but doesn't it look fab? And if you just glance a little bit, I've done a bit of ink blending on the back, and the two colours combine quite nicely to make a nice little sort of purpley colour as well, so you kind of get a freebie in there as well. So I am returning to a favourite of mine from the annual catalogue. This is carried over from last year and the year before, maybe even actually, but it's a really great set because you've got these lovely leaves which are just great to embellish anything really, and then a bunch of great sentiments in this lovely font, and we've got a speckled dottage thing as well, which is super useful. Anything like that is really useful. There is a coordinating punch. It isn't a bundle, but there is a coordinating punch that, I think this is called the bow punch, so that coordinates with this as well, so it makes it really easy to use. Okay, and then the sentiments that we're going to take from the set, we're going to die cut with these Countryside Corners dies. Now I don't use these loads and they've been in my drawer, and sometimes you just need something really nice and simple to go around a sentiment, and that's what I've done. So the second largest one fits really nicely around this sentiment. I'm going to use the same die, but we're using a different sentiment. That's how I'm going to mix this up a little bit, and we're going to put some extra leaves on and just add a little bit more there. The other thing I didn't do on this is add any gems or anything, so I mean that's something that you can do as well. We might even do that because there are some lovely Basic Grey Smoky Slate gems, so that would be in keeping with the colour challenge. So let's pop those to one side as well, and we might decide to put some of those on just to jazz that up a bit. So really simple, and I've done a bit of it ahead of time because it is a nice simple card. So the Petunia Pop leaves there, I've got 3 of those, and I've got 2 in Balmy Blue. We're going to do a couple more, so just so you can see how the punch works. Okay, some scraps here to stamp on, and then a basic white card base which is ready to go when we're ready. We've also gone ahead and already die cut one of these shapes, exactly the same one, and I have cut it in half. You can either do that with a pair of scissors or on a trimmer, okay, so that we can make our faux layering effect that we've got here as well. So we've already done that ahead of time. So what we're going to do now is just stamp our sentiment, and we're going to use the Basic Grey for that, and just so that it just looks a little different, I'm going to use this Sending Hugs. Let me just check that fits on here. Let me just check that. Yep, this Sending Hug sentiment instead. So we'll just press that down. It's a really nice colour, Basic Grey, if you just want something that's just not quite black. Very good. So we'll come back to Basic Grey when we do our background. So we just want to put that some tape to position this straight over the top of this sentiment, just looking to see the white space at either side, and then the top of the S, bottom of the hugs, all looks kind of evenly spaced. And then this hugs font is quite it's a straight font, so it will show if your die isn't quite straight. So it's worth just taking a moment just to make sure that that's straight, and we can die cut that out, which only takes a moment. Just run that through quickly. Okay, nice and simple, and there we have it. Okay, that will just give us a different look. Okay, and then the other thing we're going to do is just stamp another couple of these leaves. So we'll bring in our two complementary colours. So we've got Petunia Pop. This is one of the in colours at the moment. Really nice bright pink, like a purpley pink almost actually. Okay, so we'll put one down there at the end of that piece of cardstock, and we're going to do one in Balmy Blue as well. So we're going to end up with a few more leaves on this one, which is fine. Just wipe that off before I add that to my other ink pad. Okay, and we can just take that coordinating punch. Oh, realised I should have, we're going to end up with another punched bit here. So if you don't want to waste that, cut down your cardstock first. Okay, so we're just going to line up the image inside the punch there, so hopefully you can see that. For this one, I like to make sure the stem and the tip of this leaf is lined up, and then the rest of it should take care of itself. And then just give that a real sharp punch. Just be careful you don't catch your hands in it. Oops, that's the wrong way around. So we will need to cut this round. And that's the other thing to be careful of. Just make sure that you've got it orientated in the right direction for the punch. There's a top tip for you. Okay, so if your piece of cardstock's a little bit on the small side, you can use a post-it note, or you can use your putty end of your take your pick tool and fiddle about with it inside the punch like I am doing now. So hopefully you can see that, and it will be close as darn it. So oops, just while I concentrate on that. But a post-it note would be an ideal thing to use for this. That will do. It's not quite lined up, but you can do a better job when you're doing it in at home. And when you've got a small piece of cardstock like that, just make sure that you get it out of your punch and that there's nothing left behind. Don't want to get that jammed with any cardstock. Okay, so now we've got several of these, which is marvellous. And we're going to have a 3 and a 4 to make 7. Okay, so we're going to mix those up. Like so. Might even put the blue ones on the outside. There we go. Something like that, I reckon. Okay. I just pop that to one side because the way my brain will stop halfway through doing this, I'm sure. Okay, so let's build this up then. So we're just going to use a little bit of Stampin' Seal on this. I'm just going to put a strip of that along each of those long edges. Oops. And then we can lay this on top. Just getting this nice long edge, nice and straight. Just using that, you get like that little raised edge when you do your die cutting. So kind of using that to help me line that up. and apparently I have to hold my breath when I'm doing it. There we go, that will do nicely. Okay, and we can use some more Stampin' Seal to attach our leaves. Okay, so just make sure that's the top. Yep. So I'm just going to flip this over and just do it from the back, and just make sure that those are making contact with that adhesive. Oops. Let's not stick myself to it, shall we? Okay, make that nice and organic. And then on there, on there. A couple of fuzzies on that punched out bit there, so I'm just going to get rid of those. And one there. Okay, and it, as I say, I want it just to be as it is. It's fine. Okay, so just to be sure that that all sticks nicely, I'm going to pop a little bit of tape over the back of those just to make sure that they stayed secure, because we're going to raise up the sentiment on some dimensionals. Okay, and we'll just grab those. Oh, those are minis, I want big ones. Big ones. So we'll pop a couple of those on there and on there, and that's our sentiment panel ready to go for our card base. I'm not going to put a layer on. It's not very often I do that. Now, as you can see, I've already used this for my blending before, so I've already got two brushes here that have got the ink on that I used on the original, so I'm going to use exactly the same one. Okay, so don't want this to be sort of left to right. I want some randomness to it, so we're going to go up and down and about and stuff, and just make a sort of blobby mess like that. But it's all good in the end, because when you're layering stuff up, things can look really different. So, and again, we're going to get a little bit of this purpley kind of colour coming through as we blend those colours together. Okay, and then you can just pop that over the top, and just to make sure it's there's enough ink for your liking, and it's extended out far enough across the card. And when you're happy with that, we can add our dottage, which we can do with our basic grey. So for this, we're actually going to use first and second generation ink to do this. And again, you might want to just have your thing here just so that you know where to start it. So we'll go there, twist it, and put the second generation in. I'm going to keep it in that orientation there, twist it, and go. Okay, and that second generation is going to be quite subtle, but it makes all the difference. Well, it does in my opinion anyway. Okay, and you may want some more in other places as well. And again, you know, bring your topper in if you want more, so it feels like it's a bit missing there, in my opinion. Okay, and again, we can just go over the page and put in the extra bit there, and I might even just reciprocate that over here as well. Okay, let's have a look at it now. I feel like there might need to be something down here, but I don't want to over egg it, as it were. Yeah, I think I want something peering out here as well. There we go. So you can carry on with that as much or as little as you like, and that's pretty much it really. We've just got to stick that down and then decide whether we want to add any gems on it. Okay, but I don't think it needs them personally. But let's do it, and you can compare that with the other ones. This one's got more leaves on it than the original sample. Okay, so maybe just a tad more stepped up, if you can call it that. Okay, so we'll aim for the middle. We'll use some of the basic grey gems. Oops, she says, getting them stuck together. So these come in 2 sizes, so we'll just do our usual 3 that just sort of round that off, and that's it. That is all there is to it. I think that looks really, really cute, and there's the original. Okay, not a lot of difference, so it's sort of, you know, it's a case of whether you think less is more and which one you prefer. But that's it for this card today. Just wanted to do something really, really quick with this lovely colour combination of basic grey, balmy blue and petunia pop. Right, that's it from me. Links will be in the description. Do stay safe, take care, and thanks again for watching. See you soon. Bye.